I told you that whole electric universe thing.
Oh, that.
Hang on. Welcome, one and all, to Pandemonium episode 11. No, not 11. Where the hell is my brain at? Episode 14. Got chills, spills, and a bunch of stories we could talk about. In it, we got the dapper Steve McRae, Chris, Patrick Decker, MMA artist, Mike J, and my number one mate, let's see, Chaz World Almighty. Or Chaz World Underhill in this case. How everyone doing today?
Good, Jared.
Yeah, we're doing.
Now, what are you guys talking about now?
Dude, I don't even want to. I don't even want to get into it. I'm just done. I literally gotten to the point where I can only slay so many dragons, and so when anybody starts engaging me on a topic that I just don't give a fuck about, not that I'm not knowledgeable or aware of, I just don't care, you know. And so there's people coming up to me that they're trying to engage me on different things I don't give a fuck about. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Was this that moment with where we were talking to LaRon and the other guy?
No. That was actually kind of entertaining, actually.
Yeah. It kind of was, but Jesus, I wasn't loaded enough for that. I mean, I get where he's coming from. I know he means well, but I mean, like, dude, it's not. I mean, like, the moment you get into conspiratorial mode, then like it's done. There's no argument. There's no discussion there.
Okay, first of all, you do realize that all those guys are pretty well into like the Afrocentric interpretation of the Bible, right? Black Power and all that. But one guy, Kevin, he was smart. That guy knew his shit. I was impressed. Not only did he know biology and genetics, he knew historicity of the Bible. I enjoyed talking to him. That was really actually quite entertaining. But anyways, they have no idea what we're talking about. So.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mute one of you guys so I can hear him better. Montero, I choose you.
I choose you.
Yeah, I know lame Pokemon reference. I know. So you were talking about like
I got Kevin. I liked him. He was smart. But they were all Afrocentrics. You know, people that believe like Black Power is like the tribe of Israel and all that, whatever that stuff is. But it was. I gotta admit, I swore I'd never go to a G-Man hangout because that's where we ran into those guys after G-Man's hangout, and I was just I had no choice. I was listening to him and Neffy, and I was like, oh god. Into this. This is just retarded. Chris was there, I think, too, right? Weren't you there, Chris?
Which hangout are you talking about?
Oh, the last one, G-Man had.
I have not been in G-Man hangouts in a while. Like, especially after, like, I have a mind to eat his ass out, not literally, but just figuratively, for some of the shit that he's done recently.
You think he wouldn't like that?
Well, he's not. I don't think he's into it. Like, he could be. I don't know. Maybe that video that Joker posted is true. Maybe that twerker was G-Man.
You're talking about the video. Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah, that was me, Steve. I was in that hangout. Yeah, that was fucked.
Oh yeah, you popped in. I didn't, and I took your spot accidentally. I didn't mean to, but yeah, those. You know what's so funny? It's kind of like listening to these guys talk about colors when they're blind. And I'm going, how fucking wrong can a group of 5 or 6 people be? I mean, literally between the 5 of them that was in that hangout, not a single one said anything that was correct about evolutionary biology. Nothing.
No.
Nothing. It was ridiculous.
It fucking gives you brain hemorrhaging. I swear to God. I didn't get a response to. Well, I did, but then I dropped out, and then you joined in. But when I asked him about, him quote mining, and he tries to defend it, and then I forgot what it was, but I asked him something about that, and then that's when I dropped.
Oh, that was epic. Internet. Yeah. This is what happened. I was paying attention, and you tell me if this is not a third-party assessment of what exactly happened. Nephilim Free was parroting quotes directly out of the Quote Mine project. I mean, literally, you could not get bigger quote mines. These were just straight off the Quote Mine project. MMA was saying that, if you're going to quote something, you need to quote something correctly. And by quoting quotes that have already been addressed in the Quote Mine Project, you're basically saying to people you're not quoting things correctly because these all have been taken out of context. That's why they're on the Quote Mine Project. And G-Man took that to mean, well, if Nephi can't produce quotes, you can't produce peer-reviewed papers. And I'm like, how the fuck do you make that comparison between Nephilim Free misquoting and taking things out of context, like typical creationists do with quote mining, to you actually producing a peer-reviewed paper that is not being taken out of context? Is that not what G-Man said, though?
Yeah, that's exactly word for word, pretty much. And then the hangout before when we were with Nadia, not Nadia, Fiona, I was trying to explain what a research paper was, but in that hangout, I was saying to G-Man, here's the quote mine, and putting out to Neff, here's the quote mine, and this bloke was awarded for his research contributions and so forth, and explaining and defending evolution, Niles Eldridge, and I showed him the award. It was Friends of Darwin Award. And then he's like, yeah, I don't care what research he's done, but isn't that what he said? You fucking scum. What the fuck?
They don't know what research is. Moreover, none of them have read a peer-reviewed paper.
Hold on. Is that to Chaz?
Yeah, I know he's getting all background noise. I've actually had people. I've had actually 2 or 3 people in this last week or two actually tell me that peer-reviewed papers is not evidence.
What the fuck?
Like, what the fuck is your definition of evidence here? Are we changing the rules of reality here? A peer-reviewed paper is evidence. That's what it is. It's evidence for something that people can review and get peer-reviewed to say that these are the experts in the field and how it can be falsified. And if it stands up.
So who are some of these people?
I don't remember specific names. I mean, I guarantee that I've had it happen. And then I just got done dealing with a couple people. One of them is called the Question Evolution Project. This guy, wow. He has a website, right? And I asked him, I said, do you want to go on air? It was a challenge. Do you want to go on air and discuss these things, right? Like I do with any creationist that wants to engage me. He took that as a challenge to debate. And I'm trying to explain to him, no, I don't waste my time debating. I've done it once with Wayne, but I certainly did not challenge him to debate because I don't know what the fuck he knows, and if he's on a kindergarten level, it wouldn't be waste my time. But he's like bitching at me, saying that I challenged him to a debate, and now I'm lying because I retracted my challenge to him. And I'm like, no, I didn't challenge you. I just wanted you to go on air. But he won't do it. Yeah, it says he has all these things to question evolution, but he won't go on air to bring up any of them. And I'm like, really?
It reminds me of that bloke who said he could debunk evolution in like 60 seconds or some shit.
That was that guy Eric. Yeah, Eric Wolfenbitson.
Yeah.
Joel. Yeah, I heard from him last time I know. He said he was going to do it. He was going to come on again, but I haven't heard from him after that. I was like, you failed the first time, and you want to try again? He's like, oh, no, I clearly demonstrated that you guys were wrong and that evolution was wrong in 60 seconds. So I'm like, well, where the fuck was I? I don't know what you're talking about. Uh-oh. Wolf.
Here we go. I'm sure. He's probably going to have a quick tug, bit of stress. Oh, nice stress relief.
But yeah, fucking struggle is real.
Let me see if I get
the thing out. Yeah, he's got the link posted somewhere. But fuck. It's... And then also that quote mine from that, with Neff in that bird video about bird evolution and shit, with William C. Clemens. And it's like, dude, I've just provided you his actual research, one of his publications, and it's about mammalian evolution after the KT event
do you know
in the rocks.
Do you know they're actually sending people out now? They're going to do some more research on that on the asteroid that struck 6 million years ago. They're going to do core samples to see how the Earth rebuilt itself, we bounced back on that.
Yeah, that was I forgot who. What's his face? That retard. Rational theist Matt. He shared that, and I lolled. I just lolled at him. But yeah.
Okay, you know what's funny is all I ever hear people on the opposite side talk about is whale evolution and bird evolution. Do they not realize that that is a infinitesimal part of the phylogenetic tree, if you really think about it, compared to everything else? They're basically saying, well, let's discuss this because there's videos on that. There's a lot of videos on whale evolution. There's videos on bird evolution. But they never bother to study anything about bacterial evolution.
Exactly.
I mean, I think even if they were aware, I doubt they would even care because it's sort of it's not very consequential. I mean, I guess it would be to their worldview, but I mean, if they're trying to defeat like some scientific theory, I guess straw man go it like there. But speaking of batshit crazy creationist, check out the link I just put in the side chat.
I need the external side chat. I don't have the internal.
Okay.
Obama was a gay prostitute.
Yeah, creationist who thinks Obama was a gay prostitute may get voted onto Texas State Board of Education.
Yep, that's genius level right there.
Yeah.
What kind of fantasies is this woman having? I don't. What the fuck?
I mean,
Just
like,
imagine
it's so bizarre. Let me read this shit real quick. Mary Lou Bruner is poised to win a seat on Texas State Board of Education, and this should scare you. She's a creationist conspiracy theorist whose Facebook ravings have betrayed a powerful allergy to reality. And she believes that President Obama has a soft spot for homosexuals because of the years spent as a male prostitute in his 20s, to pay for college, I guess. If elected, she claims she will promote conservative curriculum standards aligned with Texas values, which, given the values and beliefs she espoused, is a bit troubling. As of this writing, Bruner appears to have purged the insanity from her public Facebook page. Luckily, Gawker ran a thorough and thoroughly horrifying profile of Bruner.
I wouldn't ever credit Gawker with being thorough. Gamergate proved that.
Yeah. So, let's see. Let's look more down at this. Okay, so hang on. Okay, so here are our positions, right? Okay, here's the list. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. She's against climate change. She calls that a government hoax, right? Yeah. So the polar ice caps melting and the oceans getting more acidic. That's bullshit. Dinosaurs live with humans, but they didn't survive the flood as described in Genesis. The Earth is like a baby. It's very young. Okay, school shootings only started after the school started teaching evolution.
Oh yeah. Let's take these one by one because this is class.
Yeah.
The first one, talk about climate change, right? Let's get on the same page here. Let's talk reality here. I think the vast majority of people recognize there is a climate change going on. I mean, that has been demonstrated by every organization on the planet, even the NASA, everything we've ever done demonstrates there is a change in climate. Now, the argument can be is anthropogenic. How much does humans cause that? That is still a little bit up for debate, although most people generally believe that is mostly human caused. But is she outright saying that climate change is not even taking place because nobody advocates that position in science?
Well, no,
it's a hoax. It's a hoax by that communist Obama. That's some common bullshit, son. That's how it is.
Are we surprised? Are we surprised that Texas, out of the three backward states, Tennessee and Louisiana, are actually thinking of electing this bitch? I mean, I'm not surprised.
No, I'm not surprised either. It's actually far from the norm.
Yeah,
so she's batshit crazy on that one. And then what was the second one?
Okay, the second one I mentioned was dinosaurs walked aside with humans, but they didn't survive the flood as described in Genesis because of reasons.
Okay, according to Genesis, nothing survived the flood besides those on the ark. I mean, but I mean, but to postulate that humans and dinosaurs coexisted, to me, literally is the epitome of human stupidity.
I mean, we hunted them all to death, you know, like in the Flintstones.
Brontoburgers, yeah, Brontoburgers.
Well, no, what it was is that dinosaurs had very specific food requirements, and then after the flood, when they came out of the ark, they weren't able to meet those specific food requirements that they'd need for their breeding, so kind of they were naturally deselected.
Yeah, well, they were according to creationists, they were berry eaters, weren't they? They ate like nuts and berries.
This one's like T-Rex eating a fucking berry.
Or could you imagine just a T-Rex with a big bunch of grapes? I mean, imagine it trying to like put the big bunch of grapes in its mouth.
Exactly. It's like.
Yeah, I will say one thing about people like this. It's people like this that inspired me to go to law school to protect the country that I love, and I feel like I'm on a soapbox, but protect the country that I love from people like this fucking.
No, I'll tell you an even better one, and Monsanto well, MMA can back me up on this one. It's people like this that is the reason why the rest of the world is laughing at America most of the time.
Yep.
It's why we stopped making jokes about the Irish, and it's now an Englishman, a Scotsman, and an American walk into a pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just with the second one, there's only one instance where humans walked with dinosaurs, and that's like right now. They're called like birds and stuff.
Avian dinosaurs,
yeah. Yeah, they're theropods, but you know, non-biblical, but that has nothing to do with it. Okay. Let's see. School shootings started after the school started teaching evolution.
Yeah, just a random. Yeah, it's a random bullshit thing. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, like, no evidence to support that or back that up at all.
You can blame it on Roe v. Wade, too. You can blame it on freaking us going to the moon. You can blame it on Monsanto fucking promoting GMOs.
No, Steve. I mean, look at all the shootings going on in the Nordic countries, you know, where secular people, like, are on the rise out there. Oh, wait. They're actually the most peaceful and happiest place on earth.
Actually, do you know what else makes me laugh as well? It's not the guns that are the problem, because in Sweden they actually, because they have a militia, much like was the intention behind America and the Second Amendment, they only have like 5% of their military as, you know, proper soldiers. The rest is made up by all the men between a certain age are required by law to own a handgun and a rifle. And Switzerland, sorry, this is.
In Russia, you're required to own a tank.
And in Italy, you are too, but it only has a reverse gear. But yeah, so that's a Switzerland. So there are more guns per capita in places like, say, Switzerland, but there's less shootings.
Is this the culture?
It's the culture. Yeah, it's the culture of fear as well around guns. Because when you hear all these people talking about their gun rights, they always talk about, like, well, if I don't have my gun, some crazy murderer is going to break into my house, yeah, and rob me, and it's like that's not the case. People don't sort of like, they don't go around going, oh, I wonder if he's got a gun, I maybe won't rob him. Oh, he's got a poster of Bernie Sanders in his window. Quick, let's go and rob him because he won't have a gun.
People do get robbed, you know, but I don't think the problem is the I just think that there are people, and America has a plethora of dumb people.
Yeah. Okay. So we got settled that one is bullshit as well. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What's the fourth one? Fourth one. Sex ed textbooks, which are inappropriate in my opinion because they contain nudity.
They contain nudity. Ew.
I'm sorry, but the Bible contains incest, rape, bestiality, and all sorts of forms of filth in there. You want to teach that to children?
Yeah,
so what you want to tell? You want to tell my little girl to
ordained.
come home, get me drunk, and rape me to get pregnant?
That
Yeah,
was
good one.
that was ordained. Okay, he was the chosen one. That was ordained. All right. Also, the town got blown up, so there was no other way.
Well, Sodom and Gomorrah. That guy. His daughters like got him drunk and raped him, right?
Yeah, Lot.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. But I mean, they're
Well,
fine.
well, God's okay with it. God's okay with it because, and even though like they didn't get punished, well, that's the thing. They actually were punished. They died. That's their punishment. But they still go to heaven.
And it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
the
and
pictures, well, they're not like the pictures of
go
a
ahead.
wrestler. I mean, these textbooks have mostly diagrams, illustrations, and anatomically correct things. I mean, it's no different than looking at a piece of art. Okay, what are we supposed to do? Pretend that boobs don't exist?
It's not like it's a fucking porno, for fuck's sake.
You do wonder if
Yeah.
this is the type of woman who hates Islam so much, but thinks every woman should wear a burqa.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like the kids are actually learning stuff that actually matters, like making sure they're prevent pregnancies, prevent like use of abortion, prevent diseases being spread around, like actually learning stuff that matter later on in life.
Yeah, it's true. And it's funny. There's hardcore porn on YouTube. I mean, literally hardcore porn, but it's not porn because it's educational. And it's actually more graphic than XXX, but it's not sexualized. And that's
Yeah.
why
That
Literally,
reminds me.
it's graphic.
Hold on. That reminds me. Serena Valentina, I'm coming for you, baby.
Oh yeah, Serena, like just bend me over and just
Oh, yeah.
do your worst to me, baby. Just do that.
Damn, that actually is porn.
I do that to her, more or less.
Lesbian porn, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Babysitter hardcore porn. Nice.
Okay. Let's see. What else? JFK, whom the Democratic Party murdered in order to replace him with what?
Hmm?
That is nonsense. When the
I think that it's the next line down.
So
Yeah,
replacing him with the
yeah.
Jesuit clone or something
No,
like that.
hold on. LBJ, socialist president and a bad guy.
Lyndon
Okay.
B. Johnson.
All right.
I don't know what it
Nonsense. I mean, I don't know how you. I mean, sure, he was assassinated by who was that guy?
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, Oswald, yeah. But yeah, I doubt he had like a real. It's not like he had like another candidate in mind prior to doing that.
Well, do you know what I love, right? JFK proves the problem of conspiracy theories, yeah? Because you've got some who are saying he was assassinated by like a shadowy form inside the government. Other people, it was like, oh, it was the Democrats that did it. And other people, it was the Republican Party that did it. Other people, it's like the CIA brainwashed Lee Harvey Oswald with mind control. And they've been turned. They kidnap people. They do like these Clockwork Orange experiments on them, and bit like the plot to what's that film called, Naked Gun. They're just like they're ordinary people, and then that the signal is given, and then they go out, they do their things, and then they have no memory of what they've done.
Mm. Like the perfect assassination.
You've got like 1,000,001 competing theories, all of them hypothesizing their own evidence to support their case, and it's just balmy. It just goes to show you can make any assertion based on your selection of evidence, but unless you're taking into realms the full evidence, then all you're doing is talking nonsense. And it's not just conspiracy theories, there's loads of people who do it. Anita Sarkeesian, she's another one.
But you would fuck her though, if she wasn't so crazy.
What, Anita Sarkeesian? No, I wouldn't.
Oh, speaking of which, there's actually
Anita Sarkeesian is so ugly that Picasso is actually suing her face for copyright infringement.
No, listen. There's actually a porno out there, like it's a live stream that was done by this porn actress who is identical looking to Anita Sarkeesian, and there's also a guy who looks like Jonathan McIntosh, and she basically pegged him. I need to find that because that is awesome. I have to find that. That's the most awesome porn parody, almost as good as that porno done by Kink, which like there's a feminist, like over feminist author who's getting pegged by guys.
It reminds me of I forgot her name, but she was a feminist, and she was a student at Duke University. I won't say more, but fuck, it was funny.
Oh, is that the chick that got fired after she was advocating for them to come over and physically remove a student?
No, that was
Mizzou. That was Mizzou, where that bitch basically.
That was Mizzou University, and that was Click.
I need muscle over here. Get this score out here.
Idiots.
Yeah, that was Mizzou. That was what was her name? Click.
Yeah, Rebecca Click or something like that.
No, Melissa Click.
Melissa Click. That was it.
She got her just desserts. That was beautiful.
You know she got fired, right? Because of that?
Yeah, she got fired.
Yes,
I like the way they're
she's likely to have be serving time possibly, or like. Yeah.
It's third-degree assault, but I mean, I'm not expecting her to get time. But the fact that finally people are starting to get held accountable for their actions, because these social justice warriors, man, they just need to go. They need to go. They're terrorists.
No, exactly. Just for everyone's notification, the chick I'm talking about is Bella Knox.
Yeah, I know Bella Knox. She's a Duke.
Yeah, Duke University. Whoa, she's hot.
Bell Hooks is like a feminist author, and she made a comment saying that quote unquote Beyonce is a terrorist. Yeah, that's flowing out there.
Yeah, a social justice warrior calling somebody else a terrorist. That's epic. Yeah.
Irony.
Yeah, there's a video called what is it? It's by ABC News, and it's about Gamergate.
Oh God.
And I have the highest top-rated comment on that video. The highest amount of
I'm back.
likes.
You always do.
Yeah, I got so many top comments, but that's one of the ones.
All right, hang on. But before we go into a different topic, I just want to finish this crazy ass list. All right. Okay. LBJ was a bad guy.
The next one is Islam.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, hey.
Okay. Let's see. Now, what did she say about Islam? I can't access that.
A cult religion and an inhumane totalitarian political ideology whose practitioners should be banned from the U.S.
Okay. Question: how's that different from her religion, which is like?
Well, it makes sense for her to say that. I
don't believe in banning Islam. Yeah, Islam is pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
like if you look at the biblical texts, they're very similar, of course, at least in the Old Testament versus Quran. But you have to look at today's world and go, well, which one contributes to more terrorism? Yeah, it's Islam. So I can see where she's coming from in that regard.
I don't know, because there's quite a lot of shit that goes on in the name of Christianity in the developing world, in places like Africa and stuff like that.
The overall amount of groups and the numbers within them, it is Islam. You can look at
but real talk. Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, if that's really the issue, I mean, like at best you just ban Sharia law, because I mean, like that's like the theocratic nature of Islam. I mean, do that, and I could stand Muslims. Hell, one of my best fucking friends who kind of annoys me a little bit is Afghani and a Muslim, but you know, as long as that doesn't come up, I mean, we could hang out, drink, you know, chill, do whatever. But I mean, you know, I feel like you're sort of calling the kettle black when you say that. Hey, your cult religion is is so terrible and awful, and it should be banned. By the way, you need Jesus. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
How many atheists have ever said, "Well, convert to atheism, or I'm gonna chop your head off"? I don't remember.
Nobody.
You talking about in the recent times or in history in general? I think there has been quite a bit in history, or change to my particular brand of Christianity.
Right, but not atheism. I'm saying whoever said convert to atheism, renounce your, all your gods.
Oh, I thought you meant Christianity. No one's done that to atheism. I don't even think Stalin was that kind of fucking Nazi.
Yeah, well, he was a commie. He was a commie though. He wanted people to worship him. Like,
I'm not asking position. I'm just saying that she's going to be hypocritical and try to bash on Muslims. She needs to take the in her eye.
Yeah, Lou Mary, whatever the hell your name is, be more consistent, you freaking inconsistent bitch. Okay, and the last thing is something about the UN being
the United Nations, which is part of the New World Order plot to reduce the population of the world by 2/3, and that one of these methods of depopulations are in the global plan, World War III, mass famine, mass disease, epidemics or pandemics, or nuclear bomb. That's what she says. Oh, and same marriage as well.
I've heard that shit for 40 fucking plus years. Okay, you know what? Nothing's so far. This is nothing new. These guys.
Yeah, it's increasing.
Around well before our time, and they'll be around long before after.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, the government is trying to decrease the population. Oh, that's why they've been increasing over the past, however many years. Oops.
Yeah. And they want votes.
Fuck's sake, people.
People are just conspiratorial fucking retards, and they watch some goddamn video on YouTube thinking, oh, this must be true. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I only have 20 dragons I can slay, and I can't deal with these fucking whack job conspiratorial nuts. I just can't. I leave them for, like, MMA.
Exactly.
Yeah. Monsanto has a boner for like conspirators. He was trying to make a rivalry with Grim V, and it's like, dude, he's sick. Like, why are you trying to pick on lunatics?
Grim is a lunatic.
I get the fucking views, and it's just like, oh, what the fuck, you? Not, that cannot be wrong. But you know what I mean? Just sink my teeth into these cunts and just rip them apart.
When Grim and I engaged the other day, all he tried to do was shut me down because he wouldn't let me talk, and everybody was like, Grim, shut the fuck up. Let's shut the fuck up. And they're all like, let Steve talk. And every time I would get a word in to explain why he was wrong, he would just try to get louder and talk over me. And, of course, everybody recognized that. I'm like, Grim, we're just going to kick you because you are totally being a fucking jackass that don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and Steve does. And that's why he wanted to shut up. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, he's not going to let me talk because he knows I'm going to throw this back at him. He's not that hard to refute, dude.
No, it's not. Easily. I mean, in that video he made the other day, fucking within like the first 15 seconds, there's like 3 flaws with what he said about GMOs. I'm like, you can't. I've corrected this before.
That's why I want to get it all done and out of the open. I want you and him to actually engage on a debate type level where we can just go back to a video or something and say, okay, this has already been addressed because he's just parroting the same shit over and over again now.
Yeah.
All right, we're switching gears. Okay, what else we got on tap? What do we have on tap? Alex Jones, yeah, on Rubio, having the gay desires for Trump. I don't make this stuff up, okay? Like, people act like.
Why would that even matter?
It's nothing new to me because I've heard.
Okay, let's see. Wait, that's not. All right, quick clip. All right, just play it. Hang on, I'm playing the clip now.
I know in the past candidates would, throw some bars, but I mean, when we had Marco Rubio in Virginia just the other day question Donald Trump's hand size, and he says, well, guys with small hands, you know what that means. No, Marco, why don't you even let us know? I mean, Marco sounds like he's an expert.
Rubio's an expert on men's members. Yeah, he knows how to scope them out.
He said he was staring at Trump in the green room before the Houston debate. Notice he says, well, I was wondering whether Donald thought he wet his pants. Well, why was Rubio staring, looking for?
Well, that's an amazing thought, Wayne. Why is Rubio obsessed with Donald Trump's package? Is the headline.
That's the real headline, I think. Here, he can't contain himself. I just, and since I reported Rubio and the phone bath, it's been.
Yeah, so apparently, yeah, they're going into the they're going into the complex political implications of Rubio mentioning Donald Trump's dick size.
The fucked thing is, though, I imagined his penis with his haircut thing over it. I don't know.
He makes a comment about his hands. Also, it turns into he wants the dick. And by the way, Rubio, I thought about he's not a younger creationist. He's an older creationist, but he doesn't understand evolution. That's what it was. Got to think about that. The other guys are younger creationists. But what the hell? He mentions his fucking hands. Big deal,
I mean, honestly, Rubio's just trying to. I mean, it's a response to Donald Trump's I don't give a fuck attitude. Man, all these other guys suck. I'm awesome. But when they do it, the only reason they're backing Trump and and they're talking shit about Rubio is because Trump appeals to them and Rubio and the others don't. That's why they're tending to act this way on him and try to say that he's a gay boy. But the Republican race has become a circus. That's it.
It doesn't matter if they're gay. I don't understand why is that even an issue. And yes, I do agree with you. Modern Republicans have gone to shit, which is why I'm actually want to change my registration to Libertarian after being Republican for so many years, because I cannot deal with the fact they've been taken over by the right-wing Christians. They are just nuts. They're fucking nuts.
Yep. Continue on with this crazy-ass clip.
By the way, it's been confirmed that when he was going to those phone parties in South Beach in the 90s, in South Beach, they were exclusively gay events. These people are coming out and saying, I went to a phone party and it wasn't. Well, if it's in Poughkeepsie, New York, maybe not. But if it was in South Beach, Miami-Dade County, Florida, it was. And, he's got all these people coming to his defense.
You've got photos on your site. You might direct folks where they go to see those that look like Rubio at these parties.
Well, that is Rubio, and see that's another thing. That was a thing they did for his high school, but it was so popular in South Beach, they took that on the road.
Sure, and that is Rubio. Look at his ears. But let's go back to him, admittedly, as a male cheerleader like Bush and Perry and everybody. I mean, it's so rare to be a male cheerleader. It's known about half of them are usually gay. I mean, he's a male cheerleader jumping around in Chippendale's outfit. Most of Chippendale's, it's known, are gay. And then, boom, he looks like he's at gay phone parties.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. This is Alex Jones that we're talking about here. He's batshit crazy too.
He has his own fetishes, his own slew of fetishes, based on what we just heard. All of them do. Especially when it comes to people who are gay or bisexual or whatever, they have all sorts of kinky fantasies, because they're talking about so fucking much. It's
I mean, honestly, I mean, when you have to focus on on that hard. I mean, you can't say you're not worried in the closet yourself. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, apparently they had some pictures from his old high school, and apparently he must have been involved in this. Therefore, he's gay. Therefore, he's unfit to lead, or some nonsense.
It's sad that that's derogatory still in this day and age.
And the stupid thing is that there are actually some gay Republicans that exist, that they're actually turning away. That they're actually turning away from the party with this nonsense.
Hijacked by these whack job fucking left. I mean, right wing fundamentalists. It's a shame that sexuality has to even be considered nowadays. I mean, you got a president years ago that was getting a blowjob in the White House, and then it seemed to care more now if some guy is gay. I mean, really? That's our part.
I actually heard Bill Clinton get yelled down by some random guy that was I think he was into some conspiracy conspiratorial stuff, but yeah, he was. You know, I think he still gets some blowback from that. Oops, blowback.
Well, looking back, I mean, I could say things a little clearer now because I served under Clinton and I wasn't a big fan. Maybe I'll go so far to say he wasn't as horrible as it appeared to be when I was in the military when he was president. But I'm not a huge fan. But I do not, for the life of me, want Hillary. There's no fucking way. There's just no way.
Why?
Well, just for the mere fact, I mean, there's so many different reasons, but I mean, think about all the scandals and baggage she's bringing into the office. Why do we want another Clinton? We already had a Clinton.
I would rather have Hillary Clinton than a Donald Trump.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
No, I'm not. Donald Trump is a joke.
Dude, Donald Trump is a businessman. Donald Trump is very good at being the wild card situation. He probably has more experience in running corporations, obviously, than Hillary ever has, because Hillary has never ran a corporation, never owned a small business. She's lied her way to the top. I mean, she has scandals galore. She's considered to be one of the most untrustworthy people in American politics by American standards. Why in God's name would we want Hillary in there? What good would she do? I think Trump, with all his bravacity and bravado, is going to be a very effective leader if he gets the job. I think he can actually change. Why do you guys hate Trump so much? What has he done?
I'm not like Steve. Like, he wants to freaking build a fucking wall.
They've been wanting to build a wall for 20 years.
Freaking insane.
We're already a laughing stock. America is already a laughing stock. We don't need a president making it worse.
Why would you think he makes it worse? And Chris, they've been wanting to build an electronic wall way before Trump wanted to build a wall. That's been an ongoing process.
Okay, and that's precisely the reason.
Hold on, Chris. Hold on. But he's the only one. But Trump is the only one to say that he would get another country to build that wall, either Mexicans or the Chinese.
Well, Chinese. Yeah, they could have built walls. But no, I mean, the Mexican government should help build it. But I mean, it's not going to be just a physical wall. It means an electronic wall as well. We should have a wall. I mean, we are a sovereign nation. I have no problem with the wall.
I love how that pissed off the last Mexican president. Like, I'm not going to build that fucking wall. I don't care what he says. I don't care about his hair. All right, I don't play this shit.
Oh, we don't play that game.
No pesos for this. All right, switching gears.
I don't know. Okay. Before we switch gears, I just think a lot of people are jumping on the I hate Trump bandwagon, and I don't understand why.
Okay, but he's highly xenophobic, and like, I can see like some form of nuance. Like, he says like, "Oh, I don't want these. Can't have these people here. They come here and they rape our women. They steal our jobs and shit." Like, one of those things is possibly true. Like, stealing jobs, maybe if like too many people come over here. Immigration should be regulated better. But like, to say all that shit, it's just going to make shit very bad and increase tensions. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he won't just he's isolationist, and he's not just going to hold on. He's not just going to isolate America. He's going to alienate us.
Why do you say he's an isolationist? He's an authoritarian. He's not an isolationist. He wants to have foreign trade. He wants to have diplomatic ties with China, with Japan.
Maybe I'm using the wrong word.
And then one more thing, he wants to censor the internet, and that's something that I highly disagree with. Like, this censorship, like, we see it from some of these social justice warriors, and now it's coming from this guy too. So
what's he going to censor?
He was very vague about it, but he said, like, I can see like some form of nuance where he says that, well, we'll have our own people, we'll get people to regulate the internet and stop like the terrorists from getting into the internet and recruiting people.
That's a good thing. There's some things I would personally wipe off the internet, like fucking anti-vaccines and all that. all those retards. Some
Okay,
things should be censored.
but you're censoring freedom of speech then at that point. Like, these people's ideas are fucking absurd and
Freedom of
retarded.
speech, but if they influence policy like vaccines and healthcare and so forth, I'd fucking smite them.
So where does it? So you're saying that censorship, not censorship, but censoring
MMA,
terrorism. Hold on. Censoring terrorism is okay. Where does it end? What it constitutes
You
terrorism?
can regulate it, obviously.
Well, no, you
You can
can't.
have regulations, so.
I'm sorry, but anybody who's looking to censor somebody is bad news, even if they think, well, this thing's okay. The second you make a rule that allows it to go on, free speech is out of the window, because it will never be such a clear black and white definition in the law of what is allowed to be censored and regulated on the internet, what can be classed as hate speech.
So, for example, you could have it in the definitions, say that things that are adverse to the human healthcare system, and then under that you can have different definitions, or different categories like vaccines and so on and so forth. You can actually provide a definition. It's really not that hard.
Yeah, I know, but let's say it turns out that vaccines aren't good news. I'm not advocating that they are, but let's just say, shot in the dark, anti-vaxxers are actually right, yeah? But then you've then limited that speech, that criticism.
Well, then you could have it so that, say if there's a vaccine that comes out 10 years from now and it does have adverse effects, so you could have in the law that says unless it's proven, so definitive, lack of better words, definitively it's proven by independent and so on and so forth that does have adverse effects. So then you can have areas where, well, no, things can be allowed if it's proven to,
You don't need to do that, though. You have the open marketplace of ideas, which is the much better thing, where any of us can have an opinion, an idea, an expression. We're all allowed to express it. And
but if it starts
at the same point, we all accept if we're allowed to criticize others, we are allowed to have our ideas criticized. You don't ban Mumsnet. You don't imprison the fucktards on there who say dumb shit. What you do is you make a YouTube video like I'm going to, where you scroll through one of the discussions about vaccines and you point to people like Tabitha, and you'll see the fucking idiot shit that they come out with, and you mock and you ridicule and you deride their stupidity, for the public to see. And the public then have their own ability to look at what has been said and the criticism of what's been said, and they can make an informed decision on which side they adhere to. In the second you start becoming a mini-fascist in stating which sides of what agenda can be discussed, there's that old Star Trek quote, and with that the link is formed, or which irrevocably chains us all. The first thought foreboding, the first speech unutterable, and I think that is something you've got to worry about when somebody's looking to censor something, whether they seem like they've got good intentions or not. Remember, the world's greatest evils have been done with great intentions, and most of the time these people are looking to silence their dissenters, not to silence things for legitimate reasons, not to stop the terrorists, not to stop the racists or, the Hitlers. They're there to stop somebody because they disagree with them.
Right.
And
here's the thing, though. You can actually formulate law where it's based on the advantages. So again, I pointed out vaccines, and then you brought up a possible counter-argument, and then I inherently shown that, no, you can formulate a law where it states that, okay, no, if something's proven to be shown to be adverse to human health, well, then you can go ahead and advocate that.
But then, so hold on. In response to your point, then, with the vaccines, if it's not yet been proven that this thing's got adverse effects, but there are lots of claims that it has, but no proof, can I still criticize that vaccine? Can I go, do you know what, I think this vaccine is a terribly bad idea? Or can then, GlaxoSmithKline come and sue me, or, the government just pull what I've said off the internet?
Well,
I mean, where does it end?
What's the same for proven innocent or proven guilty? So
I agree with you. I know that you're passionate about this, but once you're walking a fine line, when you start trying to get censorship or government stop.
Who's typing?
Sorry, that's me. I'm just rolling the cigarette.
You cannot stifle stupidity. I mean, that's just the fact of life. You're going to have dumb people. You're going to have people that say things that are completely untrue. There can be laws about people promoting misinformation as far as medical things. I think that's fair. If I'm advancing medical advice without a license to do so, we have laws like that. But we can't stop people from being stupid. And if they want to promote the fact that anti-vaxxing, that they think it's bad, they have a right to do that, unfortunately. As much as I detest it, they have a right. The key is, I believe exactly what Shaz said. I think mock these fuckers. I think make their stupidity number one priority. And I've been saying this for like a couple months now, stupid shaming. Because that's the only way you're going to get them people to realize that these people are fucking idiots.
But here's the thing, though. No matter how many times you mock them, we've been doing it for fucking years now. They're not changing, and in some cases, they're growing in population. So we've got a clear track record where no matter how much you debunk them, you throw science their way. Yes, as you said, people will still be stupid, and that stupidity spreads. So how can you stop that?
But remember, you're not going to fix the stupid people. Okay?
No, you can't, but you can censor that.
Yeah, so those people are just dumb, and they're going to remain dumb. Nothing can be done. Okay? I'm talking to Tommy right now, and it's the same stupid shit that he doesn't understand about random mutations, yet I'm still engaging with him. Because he just fucking doesn't get it, right? But it's not for them. What's that, Mike?
Oh, I wanted to say something after you were done.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I don't think it's growing. I just think a lot of people stopped trying to fight these people. I think, if anything, and I think they need to go back to fighting things. I got something on my Facebook. I actually had 2 or 3 people I know for years bitch at me for bitching, and I was like, well, "What the fuck is it for?" But I'm like, no, I'm not going to stop posting shit about how dumb people are.
Well, maybe it's not to me. Maybe it's not censorship. Maybe it's just that they can't influence policy. Maybe that would be a better wording. So no matter how much their voice is, instead of course, censorship. So I do understand the argument that it's just somehow you can have a law where it can't influence policy.
But that's still a form of censorship. I mean, I agree with you. These people are dangerous. Anti-vaxxers, evolution deniers, climate change deniers, government conspiracy theory. I mean, they're dangerous. I agree with you, but it's either all okay or none of it's okay. Like Kent Hovind, he is offensive as fuck, and I don't hate him, but he's dangerous. But he has a right to say what he says. Freedom of speech protects offensive speech.
Yep.
So,
I'd rather live in a society where we have dumb people and shit's fucked up, rather than start censoring people.
Yeah, well, then, as I said, so instead of maybe censorship, you could have it so that all the power to them, except they can't influence policy.
They're starting that thought crime bullshit in Canada, where some guy was arrested because he criticized what a feminist or a feminazi said. That's bullshit. Horse fucking shit.
It was some archaic law. Yeah, that's dangerous.
That's dangerous. I would agree. But again, like, say if they did grow in population, hypothetically, the growing population, and say it started to tip to like 51% of Americans, just for America's sake, 51% of Americans were anti-vaccine. Then you've got a serious fucking health public health problem, right?
Here's what's going to happen, Ray. Let's say that there is a 50% majority, over 50% majority, and people stop vaccinating kids, right? You know what happens in 1 or 2 generations? Kids die. People die. Society gets fucking wrecked. They get decimated. We learn from it and we move on. That's how we get educated. Unfortunately, that's the only way that's just going to happen. That is evolution and every biology in action, because there's not going to be anything you can do to affect the change that these people are bringing about because of natural selection. It's
Yeah.
all you. I'm being dead serious here. It sounds brutally, but you know what? Yeah, people are going to have to die before people get educated.
But people who are vaccinated against these viruses, and as far as this is how I understand it, they're not going to die. So
No, they will.
oh, they
If the
will.
majority tips, they will.
They can.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I mean, what he's saying.
Well,
I mean,
you do rely on herd. If I'm surrounded by 10 people and they've got a virus and I'm vaccinated, I'm fucked.
why?
Well, not quite. It depends on if you've been vaccinated against a virus. This depends on sort of the virus and how many different strains it's got. But generally, the idea is that if you're vaccinated, you should have an immunity to that disease. So if you come into contact with it, you have a very, very low risk of infection, and certainly adverse infection. Now, the idea is that the way we get rid of these viruses is through herd immunity, because one, not everybody can have the viruses due to things like allergies and other complications. Two, obviously, by having herd immunity, we're starving that virus. We're its food. It needs to have us to be able to procreate. If you take that out of the running, these viruses can't populate. So, we do need that herd immunity. The second that herd immunity goes, what you see is even in places where there is a good herd immunity, a virus can still get in because there'll be people who haven't gotten vaccinated and those that can't get vaccinated. And there will be a small number of those who are vaccinated whose vaccine was, a dud or, just didn't take. So, you'll see disease spread through the population. If it's massively unvaccinated, then you'll see a huge rate of illness. I think there's a case of in Fiji. The king of Fiji had gone on a state trip, I think to Australia maybe actually, and when he came back, he brought with him the German measles, which nearly wiped out his entire country.
Yeah, well, welcome to reality. I mean, I think again that you obviously you're gonna have a higher resistance to the shit. I think that things mutate pretty quickly though, and I don't think vaccines are going to be beneficial. They are like 100 years from advantage. Yeah, that's why you need booster shots. You got to remember, I mean, every 2 years or so like that, till you're like 6, you have booster shots. And in 100 years from now, the vaccines we have now are going to be pretty more useless for like MMR. Right? I think they're going to just mutate since then. But I'm sorry, but these anti-vaxxers, until their kids get sick and they start changing their mind, there's really all you can do is educate people. There's nothing else. You can't force these people to recognize the fact that they've been misled.
Again, I agree, but you can't. So again, what I was running with that whole population thing is that instead of them dying off and all that kind of stuff, because of course, granted, but because it's a democracy, they would have the ability to vote, right? And they could possibly vote out. So have a policy where they can't vote against, vaccines being, distributed to everyone. Of course, people that have allergic reactions, and there's obviously advances in different vaccine manufacturing, so they won't have those specific proteins that they're allergic to and so forth. But, so they can't influence law, regulation, and so forth, because that's when things start to get fucked. So no matter about the population dying off and so forth, but I'm talking about them then having that ability, because they're now in the majority, they can therefore influence and vote for probably be banning vaccines or some shit,
Well,
or
that happens. That happens, man. I mean, we just can't let those people get into office.
yeah. So have regulation where that kind of thing can't. They can, but that kind of thing can't be,
I don't think you could. I don't know how you would legally do that, man. How do you legally? Yeah, you're trying to impose legislation when there's nothing to be legislated there. It still boils down to people deciding to get their kids vaccinated or not. The vaccinations are there; they can use them.
All right. I just got a quick thing to bring up, just a quick clip. Before I think it's gonna be probably like the last one because some matters have brought up. But anyway, let's see. We got Dinesh D'Souza says Democrats hide their pro-slavery history by blaming it on the South. Craziness.
When I did a series on Fox years ago on the roots of the Klan and the roots of the Democratic Party, that thuggery has been here, but it's just been erased by our progressive educational system. It has kicked dirt over the tracks of all of that thuggery that has been here.
Now, the genius of the Democrats in doing this is that, see, it's very difficult to hide a story. To hide a story, you have to force the other side to hide it too. Because if Republicans had been blowing the whistle for 100 years, there would be nothing hidden. So what the Democrats did is they took all their crimes and they relabeled it the South, right? And so by relabeling it the South, they forced Southerners into a defensive position. The Southerners thought, we did the Klan, we did slavery, we did all these things, right? So then the Southerners become defensive about all that, and that's why there's all this defensiveness about the Confederate flag. These were not Southern crimes. They were crimes of the Democratic Party. The Northern Democratic Party protected slavery as vehemently. So the Democrats created a situation where they could hide it, and they could make our team hide it too. And they had a beautiful thing going until it's now time to break up that picnic.
Yeah. I mean, he looks better ever since he got that halfway house, D'Souza, for his bullshit. But yeah, I just love that. Yeah. The North was racist. That's why blacks are going there for better job opportunities and for better equality and freedom and stuff like that. And it seems that his history lesson conveniently ends in the middle of the 20th century and doesn't mention the GOP's racist Southern strategy and embracing the Dixiecrats who oppose civil rights. They like the left just got more they're citizens, so let's give them rights. Let's apply more things to that. What do you guys think?
The guy's retarded.
I would agree. Steve, what do you think?
I have no idea the topic. I don't know. I think we should all go back to owning a black person. I don't know.
Well, it's not entirely retarded. There were slave-owning states in the North. And there was still sort of slave owning going on. But it's not like they went, oh, we're going to change everything and relabel it the South. That's a bit, well, that's just bullshit.
Yeah, that's nonsense. I'll agree with that.
So basically they're saying that it wasn't so much the Confederacy or the South that was endorsing slavery, but it was a conglomeration.
It was the Democrats.
Yeah, the Democratic Party. Well, and I'm sure that there was a lot of Democrats that did probably advocate for it. But who the fuck cares? This is 200 fucking years ago. Let's get over it, people. I'll move on. I don't understand this whole mentality. Let's blame slavery on this and that. We blame it on everybody. Everybody fucked up back there. Let's not let that happen again. But to say it was the Democrats or the Republicans or the Whigs or the South or the North, whatever, it doesn't do us any good. I think it's just trivial.
Yeah, I agree. It's nonsense. I guess I'll call that an episode. All right. I'd like to thank everyone for joining. I'll keep the room open, but I'm going to take this off air. Thanks, everyone. This has been Pandemonium Live, episode 14. And later, bitches. Ooh.
Later.
I'm out.